Hello, sweeties. Today I'm having Burger King and talking about becoming a father. Okay, in this video, I'm having Burger King's new limited time only Crispy Onion Whopper and their BBQ Brisket Whopper, as well as this cotton candy cloud, which I want to start drinking because it's melting. All right, when I was ordering, I was like, I can't eat the full Whopper because it's probably too big. These are tiny. Look at this thing. Oh man, I did not know the Junior Whopper was so small. I would have just gotten the big one. Oh well. Let's take a look at them. Let me drink this first. Oh, you know what this tastes like? I don't remember the brand. It might be Otter Pops, but when I was younger, my mom used to get me those tubes of like some kind of liquid, fruity flavored drinks or icicles. This tastes like one of them, but definitely not cotton candy. Okay, this first tiny burger is the crispy onion. Let me try to show you. So it has lettuce, mayo, tomatoes, pickles, bacon, and onion rings. And it's supposed to have onion chips. And I think I added everything that I could that did not cost extra, which I believe is just light mustard and ketchup. This is the brisket. This one I'm actually pretty excited about when I saw it on the menu. But this one's so tiny.
That's what she said.
It looks like it has like little onion crisp also. So this does not have lettuce, but it has the tomato, mayo, the onion crisp, bacon. And I don't see the brisket, but we'll see. Then I also ordered some onion rings. And because I always want to get a deal, they were giving away fries for free, so I got some fries. Let's get my plate. I'll put this to the side for now. Eat this onion one first. Actually, I'm gonna cut both of them. Since they're so small, they can both fit on the plate at the same time. Well, I kind of smashed them. And you can see a little bit, maybe that's the brisket right there. All right, sweeties. Have a good meal. Oh no, everything's falling out. Let's see if I can get it back in. Just gonna eat it the way they have it first. Have some stuff that fell out. Oh man, I'm so bummed. I should have gotten the full size. These are so small. These are onion flavored dough rings. Oh, forgot. The only thing I did not get with these burgers is the cheese. I really think I should have gotten the bigger size. I don't know if this is more expensive than the Whopper Jr. by itself, but I could have just added these onion rings to this and made it the same. I really like this brisket. It adds a little bit of this barbecue kick. This one's pretty good. I definitely should have gotten the full size of this. Where's the sauce? They're very stingy about their zest sauce. Especially at this Burger King close to me. When I asked for more, they're all like, it's already in the bag. I thought maybe she'd give me some more. You know, becoming a father was something I really didn't think about growing up. In the back of my mind, I just thought that was the natural progression. In my mid-20s, there was a time that I thought I wanted to be married and start a family. I wanted to have children. When I was young, my thinking was I wanted to be able to play with them when they're young. And then by now, they would have flown the nest and I would be an empty nester, right? Could retire maybe. But things didn't work out. And then over time, I realized, well, maybe I should be a parent. Let's dip this. funny because I didn't want to be a parent. Because anywhere I went and they were young kids, and I'd hear them crying or fighting or whatever young kids do, right? I'd be like, oh man, I don't want to deal with that. It was so annoying. Maybe you're somewhere that you're expecting things to be quiet and a kid is like acting up. And you're thinking, why can't those parents control their kid? I have some barbecue sauce. I think I want to put it on the crispy onion. This time I have the Kinders. But the one I usually like is not in this, it's in a bottle. Well, I guess not a squeeze bottle. Well, I guess it's a squeeze bottle also, but in a more traditional looking bottle. And this is not the hottest I think they have out there. There might be an extra hot. It wouldn't be until like years later when I finally had my daughters, or maybe even after my daughters grew up, when I see parents dealing with their young kids, in the back of my head I'm thinking, enjoy it because it's not going to last forever and you're going to miss that moment that they're that young. So I didn't become a father until my 40s, or until I turned 40. And to me, I felt kind of late, but my wife really wanted children. I probably could have done without. Up until the point where my wife delivered, and I was at her side of the table during delivery by the head. So I didn't see what was going on the other side. So when they brought her out, Maddie, I could hear her crying, and they invited me over to where they were going to clean her up. They used that plunger bulb. They were sucking out her nostrils, her mouth, everything. And I just remember looking at her and thinking, oh my gosh, what is wrong with her? Her color was very dark. And her head had a very weird shape to it. I guess her face was very swollen from her position in the pelvis and the amount of time it took the doctor to get her out. So she had this weird shaped head, and I thought that was going to be permanent. I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's kind of deformed. And I was really, truly sad inside, thinking, man, there's something wrong with her, right? And then, of course, they put on that little sock that's cut to fit for the head, the cap. And now I know why they put it on, because of that weird shape they come out sometimes. And I don't believe they used the suction or anything to grab her out. It's just, maybe she was like sitting in the basin of the pelvis too long and kind of shaped the head kind of weird. But she was swollen. She sounded kind of funny the way she was crying. But the moment they put her in my arms and let me hold her for the first time, after the nurses, of course, yeah, I was still thinking she looked weird, but then I didn't care anymore. I remember thinking, it doesn't matter how she looks. I'm gonna love her forever. And I will fight for her, no matter what. I need some ketchup. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna mix the ketchup I have with the sauce, the zest. I didn't know how much I could love a human being, how much I could love a human being until that moment. Only to realize 18 months later that I could love two human beings that much. All right, this brisket one already has barbecue sauce, I think. So do I want to put more barbecue sauce on it? I could put more ketchup, and I have some ranch, sriracha, maybe just barbecue. Oops. When Maddie was born, she was under 7 pounds, like 6 pounds, 14 ounces maybe? 15 ounces? It's just under 7 pounds. And I remember holding her and feeling how light she was. Like, it was like barely, she was barely there. And she was so tiny. Funny story. We left the hospital before we had to. It wasn't against recommendations or anything from the physician or from her doctor. We just didn't want to be in there, right? It's kind of noisy at night. So we asked to leave a day earlier. She was having, Maddie that is, was having problems latching at the hospital. So they said if, something happens, then just put the milk in the syringe and then feed her. So we go home, and I kid you not, my wife and I are healthcare professionals. And we looked at each other and we thought, we're going to be in the news for killing our baby on the first night because she's not eating. She was crying. She wouldn't latch on. We were trying to feed her with a syringe, and she wasn't taking it as well as we thought she should. We considered going back to the hospital. And we were joking about if something happened, how embarrassing it would be for us. Right? I rarely say this, but I wish I had another burger because I don't feel that full. Those are like so miniaturized. Those are for like children, maybe infants to eat. For some reason, I don't remember the junior being that small. Is there like 3 levels of burgers? Is there like a junior, a mid, and a regular? Oh, let's rate them. So for the, let's see, for the crispy onion, I would say, what's my ranking system? I'd give it a 2. I mean, I would eat it at last resort. I probably wouldn't order it again. I'd rather just get the regular Whopper, and then if I got onion rings, I'd just stick them in. The brisket though. The brisket is a solid. I would eat the brisket again. It's pretty good. I can just imagine a bigger one having more of the brisket meat in it and being a little bit better. But then again, it's kind of hard because the Whopper is a pretty good burger. Outside of maybe In-N-Out, and maybe even slightly tied, maybe tied with In-N-Out, is the Whopper. I actually really like it. We didn't eat it growing up. I don't remember eating it as a kid. If we did, it was probably only because we couldn't find a McDonald's. But looking back, I think college was the first time I ever tried the Whopper. And it was because Burger King was pretty expensive growing up. Much more expensive, I think, than McDonald's. Or at least that was the perception. And they weren't readily available. I mean, we'd have to go pretty far. I think when I was growing up, we would have had to go pretty far to find a Burger King. And there was a McDonald's like literally around the corner from us. That McDonald's now is a Chick-fil-A. Oh, so for the brisket burger, the brisket Whopper, oh, I already said that, right? I did give it a 3, which is a solid. This drink, I'd rather just get a Slurpee from 7-Eleven. Probably cheaper too. This is their large, by the way. I think she said it was a 20 ounce. I'm gonna open the other zest. Because I kind of ruined it by putting the ketchup in it. For inspiration of this channel, or for me making videos of this channel, I was watching some Ben Dean videos. The way he eats looks like he's starving. He's like just taking 3-4 bites out of a burger at a time. And then you watch me and I'm just taking single small bites. Well, not really small, but just single bites at a time. I think people who like watching him probably wouldn't like watching me. It's funny because I like watching him. You know, I think in The Grinch That Stole Christmas, there's a line in the Dr. Seuss book where the Grinch's heart grew 2 times as much, maybe. I think that's what it said. And that's how I felt when I held my second daughter for the first time. Leading up to her birth, I was so worried because I'm all like, now I'm gonna have to split my time between 2 daughters. And I didn't know if I would be able to love my second one as much as I love my first one. Like, you know, I was so attached to Maddie. And it actually became more attached, I guess, because once the younger one was born, we had to split between the 2 of us, and she would take care of Caitlin more because she was younger and she was breastfeeding at the time. So I think that drove Maddie more towards me and that attachment. It's not for this video, but I will get more into that relationship between Maddie and Caitlin later. Fries are now cold, so they're not as good. They're definitely not crispy anymore. I do truly feel blessed to be a father. Something I didn't know I wanted. And even now, years later, I struggle with whether or not I'm going to be a good father. In my mind, I feel like I mess up a lot. I think some of it is, what do they call that? Generational trauma. You know, things that your parents passed on to you and now you pass on to your kids. I would have hoped that wouldn't happen. I thought I could break the cycle, but I guess I can't. I'm not letting my daughters onto YouTube, at least for now, so they probably won't see this until much later in their life. Hopefully my channel won't get banned or shut down or taken over. You know, if you're watching this, you probably see that I go off into tangents when I'm talking or I zone out. I think it's my ADHD, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. In the middle of talking about something, I start thinking about other things. And I forget who I'm talking to or what I'm talking about. I have to come back to it. That's why I have notes. The thing is, my notes, it's not full transcript. So it just tells me what I should be talking about, but it doesn't tell me where I stopped talking so I can get back to it. Oh man, I'm really struggling to finish this. Maybe I just won't. Too full for dessert. This is kind of like having a dessert right here. It's a taste of nostalgia for me. I just can't remember what flavor that was. Like maybe it was cotton candy and I just never knew there's cotton candy growing up. Maybe I thought it was, I don't know, what's blue? Blueberry or some other fruit. And the whole time it was cotton candy. I hope the color is much better. I had an auto before and it kept going dark and light depending on if I move close or far. Ah, it just did it again. Ah, I hate that. Okay, sorry. Thought I took it off auto. So full. But I did it. I finished everything. Waste not, want not. Is that how it goes? So there's this quote. It says, "I'm not where I thought I would be," which for me, if I went back 20 years ago and you spoke to the younger version of me, asking him where he thought he would be right now, he would think that he'd be wealthy, living on the coast in Monterey, overlooking the ocean, driving fancy cars, going on fancy trips. But you know what? I'm very blessed because I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm doing better than I deserve. Well, I hope you had a great meal. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye. Okay, in this video, I'm having